Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for joining me this morning. If you see this little avatar, Molly made this for me. Thank you, Molly. I really do like it. It says A4RC Angels, meaning Advocates for Real Change Angels. It's so cute. I think that is adorable. So thank you again, Molly. Well, guys, I have been told that I'm not addressing chat very much, and I apologize. But when I come in here, I kinda am on a mission to get out as many flyers as I can, and I apologize that I don't directly, I guess, greet each and every one. If I miss someone, I apologize. So I kinda just want to say I'm sorry for that, but I am learning, you know, and it's a hard process at the moment, like, I'm trying. So I will say hi to everyone. I'm sorry if I've missed anyone. I do apologize. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump right on in here. Thanks again for joining me this morning. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Let me fix this so I'm not in the way. All right. Okay, we have Elvin Hodge. Elvin is missing from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Last seen May 24th, 1990. 60 years old at the time of the disappearance, 5'11" and 165 pounds. Hodge was last seen leaving his residence on Central Avenue in Chattanooga, Tennessee at approximately 8 a.m. on May 24th. He was reportedly walking toward Rossville Boulevard to pay bills and has not been heard from since. At one time of his disappearance, Hodge did not drive and primarily relied on public transportation to get around. Hodge is an African American male with graying black hair and brown eyes. He has a mustache and a distinctive limp due to arthritis in his left leg, requiring him to use a cane for mobility. He may also wear eyeglasses and with heavy black frames. As you can see here, I think he has those glasses on in this picture. If you have any information about Elvin, please contact their police department at 423-643-5000. Thank you for joining us, Peggy, Mikey, Fox, Stormy, Chris. Thanks, guys. Next, we have Cecil Baker. Cecil Baker was is missing from Barberville, Kentucky. I know I said that wrong. Last seen May 1st, 2011. 47 years old, 6 foot tall, and he weighed 185 pounds at that time. Baker was last seen in Kentucky on May 1st, 2011, when he mentioned plans to visit his daughter in Michigan. It's unclear whether he ever made it to Michigan or even if he left Kentucky. Since his disappearance, he has not been heard from, and his vehicle, a lime green four-door 1994 Geo Metro with Kentucky license plate number 474CDH, is also missing. This is highly uncharacteristic of Baker, who is known to maintain regular contact with his family, leading them to believe he may have come to harm. Baker is a Caucasian male, excuse me, with sandy brown hair, which he has shaved prior to his disappearance. He has hazel eyes. He wears prescription eyeglasses and with black frames. Excuse me. He has two tattoos, one of the inside of the right forearm that reads Tammy and a heart above it, and another one of a bird. If you have any information about Cecil, please contact the Kentucky State Police at 606-573-3131. There was found safe. We have Benjamin Brewer. He's missing also from Kentucky. Last seen August 6th, 2017. He was 25 years old at the time of his disappearance, 6 foot tall, and weighed around 120 pounds. Brewer was last seen in Kentucky on August 6th, 2017, while staying with a friend. The friend left to attend a funeral, leaving the home keys with Brewer. But upon returning, both Brewer and the keys were gone. He has not been heard from since, and prior to his disappearance, he was reportedly acting a little paranoid, telling a friend that someone was trying to get him. He also had been struggling with a serious infection in his arm. While his doctor recommended being in the hospital, Brewer declined, and instead, the doctor had prescribed 2 bottles of antibiotics. When he disappeared, both bottles were found at that residence with only one dose missing from each. If you have any information about Benjamin, please contact the Kentucky State Police at 606-435-6005 or 6069. Welcome, Kimber. Hi, Peggy. Let's see. Next, we have Alfred Naylor. He's missing from Des Plaines, Illinois, last seen August 14th, 2022. He was 62 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'8", and he weighed around 130 pounds. Alfred was last seen on foot in the 1200th block of East Tooley Avenue in Des Plaines on August 14th, 2022. He is known to walk with a cane, and at the time of his disappearance, he had short black hair. If you have any information about Alfred, please contact their police department at 847-391-5400. Next, we have Adam. Adam is missing from California. Last seen February 20th, 2025. He's 31 years old, 5'6", and he weighs around 150 pounds. Good morning, SRB. Says Adam was last seen riding a green bike down Stockton Street from Lodi Avenue towards Kettleman Lane around 10 p.m. to midnight. He was last seen wearing blue jeans and a gray sweater. He is described as having long, curly brown hair and brown eyes. He has a cross tattoo on the right side of his eye, which it says on the right side of his eye, but I guess it's the right side of his left eye. If you have any information about Adam, please contact their police department at 207-333-6728. We have Pablo. Pablo is missing from Chicago, Illinois. He was last seen January 29th, 2025. He is 13 years old, 5'7", and he weighs around 138 pounds. Pablo Soto was last seen in the 4000th block of West Potomac Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. He was last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, black pants, and black Nike shoes. If you have any information about Pablo, please contact their police department at 312-746-6554. We have Denise Reed. Denise is missing from Virginia. Denise Reed was last seen January 31st, 2025 at the Sunshine Lady House in Fredericksburg, Virginia. She was last seen wearing purple legging pants, light blue purple shirt, cream jacket, and black shoes. She may also be carrying a bag. If you have any information about Denise, please contact their police department at 540-373-3122. Mary, oh, rest in peace, Mary. Joshua Callahan is missing from Delaware. Last seen February 21st, 2025. He is 36 years old. He's 5'9", and he weighs around 216 pounds. Joshua was last seen traveling northbound on Long Neck Road around 2:30 p.m. on the 21st of February. He was last seen wearing tan cargo pants, unknown color hoodie, and a black beanie. He is driving a black 2016 Dodge Ram, Delaware registration C479369. He has tattoos on his head and his hands. There is a concern for Joshua's safety and well being. If you have any information about Joshua, please contact their police department at 302-644-5020. Next, we have Lene Isham, missing from Florida. She was last seen in the 85th 100th block of 80th Circle E around 9:30 p.m. She requires medication and her safety is a huge concern. As you can see here, she is 12 years old. She's been missing since the 22nd of February this year. If you have any information about her, please contact their police department or their county sheriff's department. As you can see at the top right here where my cursor is, it says medication needed right here. So it's very important that she goes home. If you have any information, contact their sheriff's department at 941-747-3011. Sound safe? We have Christian George. Christian George is missing from Temple, Texas. Last seen February 5th, 2025. It says Christian George, who goes by the name Bryce, was last seen on February 5th at 6:30 a.m. He was last seen on the 2200th block of Yuma in Temple, Texas. If you have any information about Christian, please contact the Temple Police Department at 254-298-5500. Next, we have Cannon. Cannon is missing from Washington. Last seen February 16th, 2025. 51 years old, 5'8". He has a beautiful smile there. Cannon was last seen on February 16th. That's actually all the information it really says on here. Just that he was last seen the 16th of February. He's 51 and he's 5'8". you have any information about Cannon, please contact the Vancouver, Washington Police Department at 360-487-7400. We have Antonio. Antonio is missing from Wichita, Kansas, last seen October 2nd, 2024. He was 34 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'7", and weighed around 190 pounds. Antonio was last seen again on October 2nd, 2024 in Wichita. He is described to have black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information about Antonio, please contact the Wichita Police Department at 316-268-4111. Vanessa is missing from California. Last seen February 2nd, 2025. She is 28 years old and 5'3". She was last seen on February 2nd at her home in Pomona, California. She left the home without any belongings and her medication and has not been seen since. She is known to use the bus as transportation to the surrounding cities. She has a Pomona tattoo on her left arm and scars on her right hand from stitches. She is described to have long black hair. If you have any information about Vanessa, please contact their police department at 909-620-2155. We have Astrid. Astrid is missing from Chicago, Illinois. Last seen February 19th, 2025. She is 16 years old, 5'3", and 150 pounds. Astrid was last seen on the 19th of February, leaving the area of the 5,000th block of South Blackstone. She was last seen wearing a black jacket, pink sweater, blue jeans, white shoes. She has a scar on her lower left leg. If you have any information about Astrid, please contact the Chicago Police Department at 312-746-8255. We have Jasmine. Jasmine is missing from Virginia. Jasmine Paris Renee Griffin and her 3-month-old baby, Kyrie Jesiah Darren Bonds, was last seen February 22nd, 2025. Jasmine reportedly left with Kyrie from their home on Eisenhower Circle in the Woodbridge area. If you have any information about Jasmine, as here again, she is 15 years old. Please contact the Prince William County Police at 703-792-6500. Yes, Kimber, I know. Look how beautiful that baby is. Oh my goodness. Blaine Evans is missing from Iowa. He was last seen July 13th, 2018, 52 years old, 5'9", and weighs around 180 pounds. Blaine Owens Evans was last seen in Windham, Iowa on July 13th, 2018. He has multiple scars, including a 4-inch scar on his right shoulder blade. He is described to have gray hair and blue eyes. If you have any information about Blaine, please contact the Johnson County Sheriff's Office at 319-356-6020. Pamela was last seen on the morning of September 13th, 1982. After she was dropped off at school in Atwater, California, she was talking to an unknown individual on a payphone in front of the school. When her mother went to pick her up at 1:30 p.m. that day, Pamela was nowhere to be found. She does have a dimple on her left cheek and a small mole under her right eye. When Pamela was last seen, she did have braces on her teeth. Pamela is of Filipino descent. If you have any information about Pamela, please contact their county sheriff's office at 209-385-7445. Richard Barnett is missing from Idaho, last seen August 31st, 1982. I think that picture is just adorable. Adorable, adorable. So 2 years old, 2'6" at the time, and weighed 32 pounds. Please take a look at his age progressed photo. You may know this person, and Richard may not even know he's missing. Richard was visiting his paternal grandparents' home on August 31st, 1982. They lived on Hillcrest Farms and Egg and Dairy Farm in Grangeville, Idaho area. The farm was 7 miles north of Grangeville and encompassed several hundred acres. Richard has been staying there for a couple of weeks with his father. His mother was in southern Idaho. Richard was last seen sitting in a hay wagon in front of one of the chicken barns while dozens of workers were unloading a delivery of chickens. He has never been heard from again. Richard has a hairline scar over his left eye and a mark below that eye. His nickname is Ricky. If you have any information about Richard, please contact the Idaho County Sheriff's Office at 209-983-1100. Charles is missing from Houston, Texas. Last seen September 1st, 1982. 13 years old, 5'2", and weighed around 120 pounds. Charles was last seen in Houston, Texas on September 1st of 82. He has never been heard from again. Few details are available in this case. Please take a good look at Charles' little pictures here. The small one is the age progressed photo. If you have any information about Charles, or you think you know Charles, please contact the Houston Police Department at 832-394-1872. Yes, Chris, I do too. That's a sad one. Gabriel is missing from St. Petersburg, Florida. Last seen February 22nd, 2018. He is 20 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'10" and 170 pounds. Gabriel, a mechanical engineering major of the University of South Florida, was last seen on February 22nd, 2018. That morning, he had dropped off his mother at work and was supposed to head to class for a midterm exam. Later that afternoon, his brother arrived home to find Gabriel's belongings still on the table, including his cell phone, which contained a note suggesting he was going to harm himself. Since then, Gabriel has not been heard from, and the circumstances surrounding his disappearance remain unclear. Although Gabriel suffers from bipolar disorder, his mother stated he had been stable for about 3 years prior to his disappearance. Do you have any information about Gabriel? Please reach out to the St. Petersburg Police Department at 727-893-7780. And see. We have Caden. Caden is missing from Irving, New York. Last seen February 20th, 2025. 15 years old, 5'10", and weighs around 150 pounds. Caden was last seen on the 20th of February wearing a brown flannel shirt, jeans, black hat, and carrying a black backpack. It is believed that he may be with his brother Donato Shade, and they could potentially be in Dundalk, New York. He is described as having blonde hair and blue eyes. If you have any information about Caden, please contact the Chattanooga County Sheriff's Office at 717-753-4232. We have Jaylyn Hernandez missing from LA, Louisiana. She is believed to be in the company of an unknown male subject and is thought to be heading toward North Tennessee. She was last seen wearing a black shirt and black shorts. She was 13 years old at the time of her disappearance, 4'11", and weighs around 139 pounds. If you have any information about her, please contact the Kenner Police Department at 504-712-2200. I'm going to get this wrong, so I'm going to call this, I guess is that Malachi? Someone correct me because I'm going to booger this. Is that Malachi? Or am I going to say that wrong? I don't want to disrespect him by all means. I'm just going to say Malachi Ramsey, missing from Redmond, Oregon, last seen January 17th, 2025. 28 years old, 6'4", and weighs around 170 pounds. Malachi Ramsey was last seen near the Buckhorn staging area. He told his friends he was going for a walk but never returned. Friends and family had been unable to reach him by phone and social media. He was last seen wearing red Jordan sneakers, blue Carhartt style pants, and a flannel shirt. He has facial tattoos and often has a mustache and a goatee. Several searches of that area have been done without success. If you have any information about Malachi, please contact the Redmond Police Department at 541-693-6911. We have Shamar Reese, missing from Illinois, last seen February 20th, 2025. He is 24 years old. Shamar Reese was last seen on the 20th of February in Wilmette, Illinois. He would travel to the Chicago area. If you have any information about Shamar, please contact their police department at 847-256-1200. We have Cortacia Frazier, missing from Ohio, last seen February 20th, 2025, 17 years old, 5'9", and weighs around 130 pounds. She left home on February 20th at approximately 8:25 p.m. and has not been seen or heard from since. She was last seen wearing a white puffer coat, gray sweatpants, gray shoes, gray winter hat, and she was carrying a large gray duffel bag and a gray purse. Well, she had an armload. If you have any information about Cortasia, please contact their police department at 614-342-4240. Next, we have Xavier Wright, missing from Maryland, last seen February 2025, 14 years old, 6'1", and weighs around 125 pounds. Xavier Wright was last seen in the Townsend area. He was last seen wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, black jeans, boots, and a black surgical mask. If you have any information about Xavier, please contact the Baltimore County Police Department at 410-887-2369. Stormy, you having trouble with tree trimmers? Because I read that as tree beavers because of Dago. So that threw me off. Rashida Gilbert is missing from Chicago, Illinois. Last seen February 20th, 2025. She's 47 years old, 5'6", and weighs around 200 pounds. Rashida Gilbert was last seen leaving her residence at the 5300th block of West Crystal Street and her mother, Emma Williams. They left the residence together around 1 p.m. and have not been heard from or seen since. Rashida may be in need of medical attention. If you have any information about Rashida, please contact the Chicago, Illinois Police Department at 312-746-6554. I know, SRB. I saw that she said tree trimmers and I just read that as tree beavers. Oh, if you can't laugh at yourself, what can you laugh at? Goodness. Emma Williams is also missing from Chicago, Illinois, last seen February 20th, 2025. She is 74 years old, 5'4" and 200 pounds, and God love her. Look how little and precious she is. Oh my goodness. It's very important that Emma get home. So Emma was last seen leaving her residence on the 5300th block of West Crystal Street with her daughter, Rashida Gilbert. They left the residence together around 1 p.m. and have not been heard or seen since. The Emma uses a walker and may be in need of medical attention. If you have any information, please contact the Chicago Police Department at 312-746-6554. Guys, is Brandy in chat? I haven't seen her this morning. I hope Brandy watches this one because her wanting to move to Chicago, she may want to reconsider this. And Peggy says, darn tree trimmers bothering the tree beavers. Yes, nobody can get peace anymore. Tell you what. Isabella's found safe. Thank goodness. Let's go back to this one. This is such a sad one. Gone but not forgotten for sure. For sure. Missing Danette. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name, so I'm just going to call her Danette. She is missing. It says dog. Actually, I think I'm pretty sure this one hasn't been updated yet. I do believe that the dog and Danette were found, but I'm not positive. I'm going to go ahead and read it just in case, but I'm pretty sure this was a bad one here. So Danette is 33 years old, 5'5". She was last seen February 21st, 2025. She was traveling from Colorado to Washington. She checked out of her hotel in Missoula, Montana, and was last seen at Jacobs Island Bark Park with her dog, Bamba. Her dog and phone were found at the park, but Danette and Bamba are missing. She is described to have tattoos down her right arm as well as a nose piercing on her right nostril. If you have any information about Danette, please contact their police department at 406-552-6300. Peggy says, them darn tree beavers bothering the tree beavers. I know. No peace, I'm telling you. When the beavers won't even let the other beavers have peace. Okay. Missing Lillian. Lillian's missing from Kentucky. Boy, Kentucky's having an awful lot of missing people lately. She is 17 years old, 5'1", and weighs around 135 pounds. Lily Abner was last seen on February 18th on Warren Street in Covington, Kentucky. She was last seen wearing black flare leggings and a black puffer jacket. She does not have a phone with her. She is described to have natural red hair, but dyed black and could have red roots with blue eyes. The Kentucky thing kind of worries me because they have lots of flooding going on right now. So I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but there are several missing from Kentucky that I've noticed today. Do you have any information about Lillian? Please contact their police department at 859-292-2222. We have Corey Gibbons. Corey is missing from Illinois. Notice several from Illinois also today. He is 30 years old, 5'2", and he weighs around 145 pounds. Corey contacted his mother asking for help on February 16th, 2025. His phone was then turned off and has been off ever since. He stated at that time he was in Chicago, but the phone or Corey may be located in DeKalb area. He is described to have brown hair, brown eyes, and a brown beard. If you have any information about Corey, please contact the Morris Police Department at 815-942-2131. Yeah, I think it is, Chris. If unless I have my people mixed up, which I may, and that's why I went ahead and read that. I do think that was a tragic ending. Yes. Josephine was located. Great. Sounds safe. Okay, so Laura Lynn Palmer has dementia and she's missing from Fall River Mills, California. She has been missing since April 20th of 2018. She is 71 years old, 5'2" and 138 pounds. Palmer was last seen in Fall River Mills, California at approximately 4:30 p.m. on April 20th, 2018. She left her residence in the 23,000th block of Cassell Fall River Road to take a walk in the woods with a dog named Lucy. She was expected to return within 15 minutes. But when she did not, her husband of 20 years began searching for her. After 25 minutes, after 45 minutes, he contacted neighbors to ask if they had seen her. And 2 hours later, he did notify law enforcement. Lucy, the dog she had been caring for on behalf of her stepdaughter, who lived 20 miles away, returned alone and unharmed a few days after Palmer's disappearance. Palmer's loved ones have reported that she has been exhibiting early signs of dementia at the time she went missing. Her case remains unsolved. These ones get me so much because we have to protect our elderly, our children. This is a sad one. If you have any information about Laurelyn, please contact their police department 530-245-6000. So sad, really. I mean, that one just I don't know. Something with elderly just gets I got a soft spot for sure. All right, we have Ruth. Ruth is missing from California and has been missing from California since August 19th, 1982. Ruth made plans to meet two men at the Sam's Food City at Carver Road and Teresa Street, 3 blocks from her home. She was last seen at approximately 8:45 p.m. after she left her guardian's apartment on Clayton Avenue. She said she was walking to Sam's Ford City to purchase a soft drink. Ruth did not Ruth in fact well, how did Ruth did in fact arrive at the store, but vanished afterwards. Ruth has a small cross tattoo on the web of her right hand between her thumb and index finger. Her ears are pierced. Her nickname is Ruthie. If you have any information about her, please contact their police department at 209-572-9500. Okay, let me check chat so I don't neglect you guys. I'm sorry again if I am neglecting chat so much. I'm learning. The SRB says they bother me too. Elderly who may have just walked off and got lost, right? Because they don't, they can't remember. They can't remember how to get home, and it's so hard. Arctic says it's hard with elderly parents. They hate losing any independence, and it's difficult to get them to get. Yep, yep. But Arctic, if you really think about it, it's almost like us as teenagers. Our parents take our keys. We have fits. But it would be so much harder because, they raised us. That's our parents, our grandparents. So I could see, oh, take my keys. Oh, I guarantee you my son's gonna get one heck of a battle. So I get it. I do. We have Emma. Emma Vaughn is missing from Orlando, Florida. Last seen July 10th, 1982. 14 years old, 5'3", and she weighed 114 pounds at that time. Please take a good look at her age progressed photo. I think they did amazing with that photo. It says that Emma was last seen walking down Robinson Street in Orlando, Florida on July 10th, 1982. She lived in Orlando with her mom, her stepfather, and her siblings. She may have been sighted in the area shortly afterwards, but the report has not been confirmed. Emma has never been heard from again, and Emma's upper left front tooth was chipped at the time. She has had extensive dental work. She had a scar on her chin, a scar under her left eye, a scar on her eyebrow, and a strawberry birthmark of the front of her right calf. Emma tended to bite her fingernails and her toenails in 1982. She may use the first name Christine. If you have any information about Emma or Christine, please contact Orlando Police Department at 321-235-5300. We have Benjamin Ridley missing from Washington, last seen July 2nd, 1982. He was 15 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'7", and weighed around 130 pounds. Please take a good look at the age progressed photo, which is the small photo on the flyer, and see if anything stands out to you or if you recognize Benjamin. It says he disappeared from Washington on July 2nd, 82. He had been living with his family. He had went to stay with a foster family. After only about a day, he had disappeared and had never been heard from again. Authorities believe he left on his own accord, possibly to go back to his biological parents. For unclear reasons, Benjamin wasn't reported missing until 2017. He may still be in the local area or he may be in Seattle, Washington. Benjamin's nickname is Benji. If you have any information about Benji, please contact the King County Sheriff's Office at 206-296-4155. We have Jamie. Jamie is missing from Oregon. Last seen August 1st, 2017. He was 27 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'6", and weighed around 140 pounds. During was last seen in Gresham, Oregon during the summer of 2017. He last spoke with his mother at her home in July and was arrested on July 17th for trespassing and violating a restraining order. In August, he was last seen leaving the Coda Gresham Recovery Center. He has not been heard from since. Doring has faced challenges with substance abuse and has been experienced homelessness in approximately 2 years at the time of his disappearance. These struggles led to difficulties with his family, and both of his parents have previously obtained restraining orders against him. However, he did remain in contact with his loved ones, and his mother later chose to have the restraining order lifted. If you have any information about Jamie, please contact the police department at 503-618-2318. Samantha Sayers is missing from Mount Baker, Washington, last seen August 1st, 2018. She's 28 years old, 5'8", and weighed around 125 pounds at that time. Sayers was last seen in Mount Baker National Forest on August 1st, 2018, after embarking on a solo day hike along with the Sunrise Mile Trail to Vesper Peak. An experienced hiker, she was familiar with the 5-mile route, which she had traversed multiple times in her past. The last known location of Sayers was along the trail to Vesper, situated east of Granite Falls, adjacent to the Mountain Loop Highway. Sayers is scheduled to call her boyfriend at 6 p.m. to confirm she was en route home. However, she did not make that call. Concerned for her safety, her boyfriend initiated a search and contacted a ranger station. Sayers' blue Ford Fiesta was found parked at the trailhead, but despite extensive search efforts, no further clues regarding her whereabouts have been discovered. Well, that's scary. Excuse me. If you have any information about Samantha, please contact their county sheriff's office at 425-388-3393. This is a good reason why, if you're going to go on a hike, let somebody know where you're at. Take a buddy. I know it's hard to find a buddy that'll go hiking with you, but still, try not to go alone. Carly found safe. Safe. Mr. Green here is missing from Clarksville, Tennessee. Missing since February 12th, 2025. He is 15 years old, 5'2" and 110 pounds. It says here there's a Tennessee plate of 120 BMCH. He was last seen February 12th on Wildwood Drive in Clarksville, Tennessee. He was last seen wearing a blue camouflage jacket, light brown jeans with black writing, and black shoes. He may be driving a gray Kia Sportage with Tennessee tag number 120 BMCH. If you have any information about him, please contact the Clarksville Police Department at 931-648-0656, extension 5370. Good morning, Brandy. You missed it. There are several Chicago people that are missing. I just wanted you to see that before you decided to move there. Okay, so we have Shanaz. I'm not even going to attempt. I'm going to say Shanaz Hussein, missing from Dallas, Texas, February 20th, 2025, 66 years old, 5'3", and she weighs 160 pounds. Says she was last seen at about 10:30 a.m. walking in the 10th or 10,100th block of Chisholm Trail in Dallas, Texas. She was last wearing a red shawl, red scarf, white pants, black flip flops, and carrying two purses. If you have any information about her whereabouts, please contact the Dallas Police Department at 210-671-4268. Found safe. Found safe. Update. Found safe. Located per police department. Steve Tyler is missing from Virginia, last seen February 15th, 2025. He was 49 years old at the time of the disappearance, 6 foot, and he weighed around 270 pounds at that moment. Steve Edward Tyler was last seen on the 15th of February of this year. His vehicle was found abandoned in the DeKalb County, Alabama on February 18th. Steve's physical safety is in concern as he has a medical condition that may require immediate attention. He is described to be bald with blue eyes. If you have any information about Steve Tyler, please contact their county sheriff's office at 540-582-7115. And before anyone says it, nope, this is not Steven Tyler. This is Steve Tyler. Next, we have, oh, good, Emma was found safe. That's great. Located. Jennifer Warren is missing from Rhode Island. Last seen January 2025. She's 48 years old. Jennifer Warren was last seen by neighbors at Bristol, Rhode Island. Jennifer mentioned that she was moving to New York soon, but that has never been confirmed. She has a history of mental health concerns and her phone is off. If you have any information about Jennifer, please contact their police department at 401-253-6900. Nevaeh found safe. Excellent. This next one, we have Rakeem Elliott, missing from Raleigh, North Carolina. Last seen January 12th, 2025. He is 33 years old, 6'3", and weighs 220 pounds. Says Elliott was last seen on January 12th at approximately 8:40 p.m. He was last seen in the area of 140 and Hammond Road. He was last seen wearing a black long sleeve shirt with Reebok written on the front, black jeans, and black knit cap. He has several tattoos, including Big Rock on his left hand, Rally Rude on his right arm, a dream catcher on his upper right arm, and the Carolina symbol on his upper left arm. If you have any information about Rakeem Elliott, please contact the Raleigh Police Department at 919-996-3335. We have Blaine Decker. Blaine Decker is missing from Kingston Springs, Tennessee. Last seen February 10th, 2025. He is 32 years old, 6'3", and weighs around 180 pounds. Blaine Decker was last known to be at the Roadway Inn in Kingston Springs, in Tennessee. He left the location with his wife, Allison Decker. Blaine does not have a vehicle and uses rideshare services. And due to not having shelter, his family is worried about his well being. If you have any information about Blaine, please contact Kingston Springs Police Department at 615-952-2110. We have Brianna Belk, missing from Utah. Last seen February 16th, 2025. 24 years old, 5'3", and weighs 150 pounds. Good morning, AP. Thank you for joining us. Brianna Bilk was last seen on the night of February 16th, 2025, and has not been heard from since. Brianna has intellectual disabilities that interfere with her ability to make safe decisions, and her family is deeply concerned for her well being. She left a note stating that she is with an unknown boyfriend, but we have no information on who that person is or where they may be. She wears black glasses with flowers on earpieces. She has brown hair, hazel eyes, and can color change and have a blue tint. If you have any information about Brianna Belk, please contact their police department at 435-789-4222. We have Mara Engel Gomez, missing from Chicago, Illinois. Brandy, another Chicago one. Last seen February 18th, 2025. She's 16 years old, 5'1", and weighs around 120 pounds. She is high risk missing, as she is missing with her 2-month-old son. She was last seen at the 600th block of West Irving Park Road on February 18th, 2025. She was last seen wearing a blue jacket, black pants, and black gym shoes. If you have any information about her, please contact the Chicago Police Department at 312-744-8266. Latoya's found safe. Donna Hatfield is missing from Boonville, Indiana. She is 72 years old, 5'4", and 125 pounds. She's been missing. Last seen was May 25th of 2019. Donna was last known to be living with her son in Boonville, Indiana. Her friend reported she was last seen at her home on the 25th of May, 2019. Donna's daughter has been unable to make contact with her, and she has not it has not been seen. Donna loves to wear red and white and wears eyeglasses. If you think you've seen Donna or you may know Donna, please contact the Boonville Police Department at 812-897-6542. Next, we have Sunhee Miller. She's missing from New York. Last seen October 18th, 2019, 58 years old, 5 foot tall, and weighs 135 pounds. She was last seen in Grand Island, New York on October 18th, 2019. She's never been heard from again, and her disappearance, her rental vehicle, and all of her belongings were found near the bank of the Nigeria River. Above Niagara Falls, new details are available in her or few details are available in her case. She was last seen wearing a dress and sandals. If you have any information about Miss Miller, please contact the New York State Police Department at 716-297-8730. Aisha's found safe. We have lovely Angie Brooks, missing from Richmond, Virginia. Last seen January 10th, 2023. She's 53 years old, 6 foot tall, 140 pounds. Boy, she looks so good for 53 years old. I wish I had skin like that. She's known to love, see, lovely Brooks, known to her loved ones as Angie, was last seen on January 10th, 2023, in the 1000th block of Barland Drive in Richmond, Virginia. According to her sister, Angie had been residing with them and caring for their father. He last saw her leaving their home that morning. She left behind most of her belongings, including her luggage and her phone charger, but she did take her phone and her purse. Other than the regular deposit of her Social Security disability benefits, there has been no activity on Angie's bank account. And investigators have reviewed her phone records, but authorities have stated they can't really elaborate on their findings, and the case remains open. Angie is a transgender woman with black hair and brown eyes. She has a small heart tattoo on her chest and pierced ears. If you have any information about Angie, please contact the Richmond Police Department at 804-646-5100. Ricky Brown is missing from Malden, Missouri. Last seen June 27, 2019. Ricky has dementia and he definitely needs medication, daily medication. Brown's home is in Malden, Missouri. His home was damaged by a fire caused by a lightning strike. Leaving him distraught throughout the day, friends and family stayed with him, offering him a place to stay, but he declined their offers. Later that evening, at approximately 7 p.m., Brown went to visit a friend who lived nearby. His friend was not home, but Brown spoke with the friend's wife, telling her that his father had been playing tricks on him. It is important to note that Brown's father has been deceased for decades. She advised him to return home and assured him that her husband would visit as soon as he arrived. An hour later, Brown's friends and his wife went to check on him at his home, but he was gone. His truck was found parked outside, unlocked, and his eyeglasses, medication, hat, cigarettes all inside. His cell phone was discovered on a chair by the patio. Brown has never been seen or heard from again. If you have any information about Ricky Brown, please contact the Malden Police Department at 573-246-2211. Brian Shookman is missing from Kellogg, Idaho. 32 years old, last seen July 28th, 2012. He weighed around 165 pounds at that time. Brian Shookman was last seen in Kellogg, Idaho, July 28th, 2012, leaving his cousin's home at around 3 p.m. He intended to drive 6 miles to his aunt's house in Sunny Slopes area near Osborne for a family reunion, but he never arrived. He was driving a maroon 1998 Ford Escort, which was later found abandoned on a dirt road in the Dobson Pass area on September 2nd. At the time of his disappearance, Schuckman was living in Great Falls, Montana. He was in recovery from drug addiction and had maintained sobriety for some time before the reunion. However, he did meet up with his cousin who was heavily involved in methamphetamine use, and authorities believe he may have relapsed. After Brian's disappearance, his cousin arrived at the family reunion acting strangely with no sign of Brian, bringing great suspicion. If you have any information about Brian, please contact their county sheriff's office at 208-556-1114. Oh, that's a sad one. Nicole Baldwin is missing from Florida. She's 41 years old. She's last seen November 2nd, 2023, and she weighed 140 pounds at that time. Nicole was last seen November 2nd, 2023, in a pink nightgown and no shoes at the family home. She left behind all of her personal belongings, including her purse, an Apple Watch, her phone, and bank cards. Nicole lived with her husband, Brent Baldwin, at the home in the Loch Levin subdivision. Some reporting states there was talk of separation or divorce and that Nicole planned on moving out. She had several tattoos, including a sleeve with flowers on left arm, a single rose on her right hand, and many others. If you have any information about Nicole, please contact their police department at 352-735-7130. SRB says, well, that doesn't sound good. And Stormy says, I don't like the no shoes. Yeah, I mean, some of these are just, it's heartbreaking. Aaliyah Powell was missing from Wichita Falls, Texas, last seen February 2025. She's 15 years old, 5'7", and weighs 120 pounds. She was last seen on the 1600th block of Wilson Avenue in Wichita Falls, Texas. She is described to have brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information about Miss Powell, please contact their police department at 761-7792. We have Alvaro Castro missing from Georgia, last seen February 12th, 2025. He is 16 years old, 5'1", and weighs 170 pounds. Alvaro Antonio Garcia Castro was last seen at 9 p.m. on February 12th in Snellville, Georgia. That's all the information they give me on this one. If you have any information about them, please contact 770-985-3555. Luke is located. Crystal Cottles missing from Ridgefield, Washington, last seen January 4th, 2023. She was 58 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'2", and weighed around 130 pounds at that time. Crystal Cottles was last seen on foot near Allen Street and I-5 at exit 39. She was attempting to go home to Springfield, Oregon via Amtrak, but she never arrived. Her last known communication was after she missed the train at the Kelso station. She was later seen walking on I-5 south in the North Clark County from the um, Liana Casino on Cowlitz tribal land on January 4th, 2023. She has not been seen or heard from since. She has a tattoo on her left foot ankle, natural beauty inscripted front on 4-inch jagged scar on her left calf. If you have any information about Crystal, please contact the Clark County Sheriff's Office at 360-397-2211. We have Quantaz Gilliard, missing from Baltimore, Maryland. Last seen February 18th, 2025. 16 years old at the time of the disappearance, 5'7", and weighs around 140 pounds. Last seen in the Baltimore, Maryland area on February 18th, 2025 at approximately 3 p.m. If you have any information about him, please contact the Baltimore County Sheriff or Police Department at 443-752-0606. How's chat? Any questions, guys, before I go on? Thanks again for joining me this morning. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm sorry I didn't get to greet everyone, but I try to push out as many flyers as I can. If I missed anyone's comment, I do apologize, and I'll go back through as soon as I end. We have did I miss her? I think I did. I missed Paris. Paris is missing from Richmond County, Georgia. Last seen February 15th, 2025. She's 16 years old, 5'3", and weighs 100 pounds. She was last seen leaving her residence on the 5,000th block of Old Waynesboro Road on foot. She was last seen with the missing 16-year-old Alicia Pope. If you have any information about Paris or Alicia Pope, please contact the Richmond County Sheriff's Office at 706-821-1020. Well, good, SRBC. My chat's always calm. Sometimes we get a wild one. And here's Alicia Pope that was just missing. So Alicia and Paris here left together. Says Alicia Pope was last seen leaving her residence on the 5,000th block of Old Waynesboro Road on foot. She was last seen with missing 16-year-old Paris London. If you have any information about either of these girls, please contact the Richmond County Sheriff's Office at 706-821-1020. We have Renee Quiero, missing from Detroit, Michigan, last seen December 15th, 2024. 34 years old, 5'7", and weighs 135 pounds. Renee was last known to be at the Claremont and Linwood in Detroit, Michigan. She has not been seen or heard from since December 15th. She is described to have red and brown hair with brown eyes. She has a sunflower tattoo on her shoulder. If you have any information about Renee, please contact the Detroit Police Department at 313-596-1040. Hey, Sassy Cassie, good morning. Good morning. Oh, Roy's found safe. Excellent. Joseph, safe. Candy is missing from Townsend, Maryland. Last seen January 28th, 2025. She is 14 years old, 5'2", and weighs 125 pounds. Candy Urena Timesi, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I meant no disrespect. Was last seen at 8 a.m. on January 28th, 2025 in Baltimore City, Maryland. She was last seen wearing all dark clothing. If you have any information about Candy, please contact the Baltimore County Police Department at 410-887-7320. As you can see, she is 14 years old. Could you imagine when you were 14 years old being completely on your own in this huge world with nothing? I couldn't. That's very scary to me. Kelly Brownlee is missing from Michigan, last seen May 20th, 1982. She's 17 years old at the time of the disappearance, 5'7", and weighed 135 pounds. Please take a look at the little photo. The little photo here is an age progressed photo and what she could look like as of today. It says Kelly and her boyfriend took the bus together to their high school on May 20th, 1982. Kelly skipped classes that day and hitchhiked to 12 Oaks Mall in Nova, Michigan, where she proceeded to apply for jobs at several stores. A friend's mother saw her at the mall and offered her a ride, but Kelly declined. She said that she planned to place more applications before going home. It's unclear if she was returning to the Graves or to the Brownless residence. That was later confirmed sighting of Kelly. Kelly's upper left front tooth is capped. Her ears are double pierced. Beautiful lady. If you have any information about Kelly, please contact the West Bloomfield Police Department at 248-975-9200. Next, we have Phyllis Brewer, which is missing from Lowville, Ohio. Last seen June 13th, 1981. Phyllis Brewer was last seen in Ohio on June 13th as she left her residence on the 400th block of North Hubbard Road, apparently to go for a walk. She never returned and was apparently never reported missing. The police only began investigating her case after her sister died in 2014, and the coroner's office realized that one of her siblings was unaccounted for. Her parents and siblings are all deceased, but investigations were able to get a DNA sample from her niece. Brewer has a scar on her hand. Please take a look at this little photo right here where my cursor is circling. That's what she could look like as of today. If you have any information about Phyllis, please contact that county sheriff's office at 330-259-1731. And I think I always try to keep this at an hour, so I'm going to come back over here and then I will talk with you guys. Sorry if I missed anyone. I think I greeted just about everyone. Pretty sure. If I missed anyone, I'm sure Ahmad has picked that up for me. Okay, guys. Well, I can't thank you enough. I do have a question before we end this, though. So I know 9 a.m. is kind of a rough time for a lot of people to do this, and so I kinda I have a few time slots here. I don't wanna step on anyone else's toes, so I try at 9 AM. But the problem is hardly anyone is able to come and watch this at 9 AM. So I'm getting messages saying, "Can you go later in the day?" So which would you guys prefer? I can do a 9 AM show or I can do a 1 or 2 o'clock show. So you guys let me know which is better for you guys. I do realize that this may come in between Dago going live and stuff like that, and I don't want you to miss that. I don't want to take any of you from anyone else's chat. It's just these 9 o'clock ones are kind of not working now for many. 1 or 2. Cassie says, okay, do 1 or 2. I mean, guys, you can just be honest, just whatever works better. Taylor says 2. Okay. I'm writing them down as we go here. So we got a 2, we got a 1. Either or works for me. I get it, Stormy. Well, I just the 9 o'clock ones, a lot of people can't make and they want to, so they're complaining. And then, of course, later in the evening, I have a 9-year-old, so he deserves my attention at that point on. So my open slots would be either 9 o'clock or a 1 or 2. So what do you guys think? Just throw out which one works for you, and then I'll take a poll at the end and we'll see which is better for every 2. Okay, Arctic says 2. Yeah, yeah, I am, Cassie, I am, but I also need to kinda make sure that the people that take the time to come and see me and what I'm doing, I kinda wanna make sure that they're the ones that are comfortable. But yeah, I think 2, I agree, between 1 or 2, and I've seen a couple 2s, a 1. Yeah, because these 9 o'clock ones are so early. I mean, that's usually when a lot of people are at work or getting their work done for the day. Okay, so what I'll do, I think the 2 so far we're at 2 is winning so far. We got a 1 or a 2, we got a 2, we've got to do whatever you want. We got another 2. Yeah, 2. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll change it to a 2 o'clock show. And I guess what we'll call it is an hour with the missing, I think. Yeah, looks like 2. All right. So we'll start doing the morning, well, not really the morning show, but my show, I will start doing at 2. By that time, Dago should already be live and doing his 4 or 5 hours. It may intervene with each other, but don't feel like you have to leave wherever you're at to come to mine. But the ones that don't follow Dago, they're complaining that they can't do 9. So what we'll do is I will do a 2 o'clock show, and I think it'll be called An Hour with the Missing. But thanks, guys. Thank you for joining me this morning. I know it's early. I don't even know if I can get my butt in gear and be on my top game at 9 AM anyway. So, but all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I look forward to the 2 p.m. shows instead of the 9. So, all right, guys. I love you, and I'll let you get out of here and leave you all alone. Thanks again for joining me. If you will, hit the like. I would greatly appreciate it, and guys have a great day. Bye-bye.
Does anyone understand? Does anyone lend a hand when the silence starts to bite? Will you join me in this fight? Can you see them in your dreams? Can you hear their desperate screams? A heartbeat lost in the night. Oh, will you help me be their voice? In the darkness let's rejoice, 'cause together we can shine a light. We'll raise our hands, we'll raise our hearts. Let's make a stand, let's tear apart the chains that